My presentation for the World War II project is the background of Adolf Hitler and all of his cheesy and juicy details. Also about how he changed the whole entire outlook on the world. This presentation includes how he changed the world, how he was born, where he was born, and his ancestors and siblings. To start it off, Adolf Hitler's full Christian name was Adolphus Hitler. He was born on the 20th of April in 1889 and died April 30th, 1945 in Berlin, Germany. He lived to be about 56 years old, which back then was pretty old. Here's a small clip of a video I cut up to show you how Hitler was in his childhood.
Adolf Hitler was born in Braunau am Inn, Austria, on April 20th, 1889. Hitler's childhood was an uneasy one. His father died when he was very young, and he was not a good student.
In his teen years, in his pre-war Viennese life, you start seeing the attractions to the anti-Semitic and rabid anti-attitudes.
So his name was not Adolf Hitler, it was Schnickelberger, and he was a corporal in World War I. But suddenly he was the man who was giving voice to a long history of German pride.
So after that, Adolf's dad's name was Alois Hitler and his mom's name was Clara Hitler. Hitler's siblings were Paula Hitler, Angela Hitler, Edmund Hitler, Gustav Hitler, Otto Hitler, and Ida Hitler, a lot of siblings. Hitler married Eva Braun in 1945 to 1945. They married for less than 40 hours. Hitler was the head leader of the Third Reich. The Third Reich is just another name of Nazi Germany. Back in 1943, the Third Reich had a population of 90 million people. Hitler ruled them all. Hitler then tried to overthrow the population of Germany, but it resulted in him being sentenced 9 months in jail. He then later writes a book called Mein Kampf, or also known as My Struggles, during his sentence in jail. Here's another little clip of a video to show you how Hitler came to be the leader of Nazi Germany and how he went to jail and wrote Mein Kampf.
They were open to the idea of someone like Hitler who could give voice to their most base fears, and he very cannily knew just how to do that.
Hitler, very quickly after the World War I, began to engage in political activity, joining and helping start the German Workers' Party in 1919.
This party later became the Nazi Party.
In 1923, Adolf Hitler conspired with other right-wing politicians to overthrow the Republic.
In response to this, Hitler was sentenced to prison, where he wrote Mein Kampf, expressing his radical, rabid beliefs.
He was irrationally anti-Semitic, and he was able to use anti-Semitism as a tool for his rise to power.
In January of 1933, Hitler becomes chancellor. As a result of the fire of the Reichstag in February of 1933, Hitler is afforded wide-ranging police and political powers. He's able really to begin the process of forging the dictatorship, the totalitarian state.
On September 3rd, 1939, Hitler, thinking that he would get an easy fight against the British because they would not declare war, Britain declared war and France allied with them. Soon after that, Hitler then invaded the Soviet Union on June 1941. This resulted in the largest land war to ever happen. Then, in December 1941, Hitler declared war against the United States. These wars were also known as World War II. World War II took place on 6 of the 7 continents of the earth. The United States, Britain, and Russia were all allied, trying to eliminate Nazi Germany. Meanwhile, Hitler ordered everybody to kill all the Jews. A total of 50 million people died, and 6 million Jews died. Hitler then surrendered to the attackers. On April 29, 1945, Hitler and his wife, Eva Braun, committed suicide. Beforehand, Hitler was absolutely paranoid to be captured by the Russians. Due to this, Hitler was planning on ending his own life. So he went to his doctor and said, "I'm going to kill myself. What is the best way?" His doctor, Professor Haza, then replied, "By capsules and shooting at the same time." After that, Hitler then married Eva Braun. He then gathered up with his last friends and staff to say goodbye. Eva Braun and Hitler then went into a room of nothing but darkness. They then both used the capsules, and Hitler killed Eva along with himself. But this is one of the many conspiracies out there of how Hitler died. There are many more.